This is proof the Earth is flat. If not, why is Antarctica colder than the North Pole? So picture this, we've got two ends of the Earth. On the globe model, the Arctic is up top and Antarctica is down at the bottom. Both get about the same sunlight. Both are covered in ice. Both are supposed to be extreme. But in reality, the North Pole is warmer. It has seasons of melting ice. It even has wildlife and plants surviving there. Meanwhile, Antarctica, it's a giant desert of ice. No trees, no villages, no cozy little animals. Just endless ice walls, freezing winds, and temperatures so brutal that humans can't even live there permanently. Doesn't that already sound suspicious? Now here's where it gets interesting. On the flat Earth model, Antarctica isn't a little continent at the bottom. It's actually a massive ice ring that surrounds the entire world. That changes everything. If Antarctica is the edge barrier, it means it's constantly shielded from direct sunlight. Unlike the North Pole, which gets the sun circling overhead throughout the year, the Antarctic ring sits on the farthest reaches, always catching the weakest angle of the sun's light. That would explain why it's colder, why it's harsher, and why it feels like a frozen prison nobody can escape. And think about this. Why do we hear about expeditions to the North Pole, but never about freely exploring Antarctica? Why are there international treaties, signed by dozens of countries, making sure regular people can't just go there on their own? If it's just a frozen wasteland, what's there to hide? Maybe it's because if anyone could explore it fully, they'd realize it's not just a continent, it's the very edge of our world. Here's another thought. On the globe model, the sun is supposed to be 93 million miles away, blasting the Earth evenly. But if that were true, how could the North Pole be warmer than the South when they're basically the same thing? Shouldn't both poles be equally frozen? But they're not. And that gap needs an answer. If the sun is closer, smaller, and moving in circles above a flat plane like a spotlight, then areas near the center get direct heat, while the outer edges stay cold and dark. The temperature difference stops being a mystery. It becomes exactly what you'd expect. And when the model finally fits the evidence, that's worth paying attention to.
Hi, my name is Callie, and our group is analyzing a TikTok that claims to prove that the Earth is flat. The creator argues that Antarctica being colder than the North Pole means that the Earth cannot be a globe and instead is a giant ice ring. Our group believes that this argument is weak because it relies on poor credibility, emotion, and flawed logic. My part focuses on ethos, or credibility, of an author. The creator tries to sound credible by calling their claim proof right away, even without real evidence. They also use scientific-sounding ideas about sunlight and temperature, which makes the video seem convincing, but it doesn't make it true. They describe Antarctica as a giant desert of ice in a frozen prison, which sounds dramatic but doesn't prove anything. Most importantly, the creator provides no reliable sources or expert evidence. They expect the audience to trust them based on confidence alone. Overall, the video lacks credibility because it does not provide real proof or trustworthy support.
Hello everybody, my name is Lola Blunt and I'm going to be discussing our Flat Earth Conspiracy video's appeal to pathos. So, pathos is an emotional appeal that persuades readers to feel distrust, fear, and curiosity, but it is purely based on emotional manipulation and not on facts or evidence. Our video specifically appeals to pathos by creating a sense of mystery and distrust. It is paired with dramatic footage of Antarctica, space, and the sun, also with statements saying, proof the Earth is flat. Our video also uses a lot of words with heavy negative connotation, like wasteland, harsh, prison, trapped, forbidden, and deceit. And these words create a feeling of fear, isolation, and oppression, which encourages readers to view Antarctica and the world through a negative emotional lens rather than evaluating the claims objectively and scientifically.
Hello, my name is Benjamin Mendez, and I will be taking a look at the logical appeal of this TikTok video. The speaker never brings up any evidence, no credible sources whatsoever. Like I said, no evidence, no articles, just pure speculation. Essentially, the speaker claims that flat Earth exists because the South Pole is colder than the North Pole, and references the flat Earth model that features an ice ring and the edges to explain how the South Pole is colder than the North Pole. Now, firstly, the flat Earth model is very inconsistent between models and has a variety of features that is not included from one to the next. Now, the real reason that the South Pole is colder than the North Pole is because of the geography of the area. Now, the South Pole has extreme elevation, extreme ice thickness, and is even surrounded by pure ocean that carries polar air into the region, which influences the extreme coldness of the region. Unlike the North Pole, which is surrounded by land masses like Eurasia and North America and has a mix of warm air coming into it. Overall, the speaker is very unreliable, uncredible, and the video does not bring up any credible sources to back up any of its claims.
Hello everybody, my name is Jacob Ross. I'll be doing a conclusion video on the conspiracy theory about how the Earth is flat. First thing first, we'll start off with a little conclusion about the TikTok video, which is how the North and South Pole are different. It provides a little explanation about how the sun should be 93 million miles away from the Earth. Overall, I feel like this video was a kind of emotional appeal, psychological appeal. It was more like manipulation to make people think that the Earth is flat. There was really no credible sources, no really evidence, no backup history about that. So overall, I think this conspiracy theory is invalid. I think that there's no really true evidence a part of it and things like that. So I appreciate it and hope you guys enjoy.